Giganotosaurus versus Saurophaganax. What do we have here? A massive, massive Carcharodontosaurus against arguably the largest Jurassic predator, huge Allosaurid. Let's see how this one goes. They square off one another. Both have chosen the Roman Colosseum style fight. This looks to be a straight up brawl. They run towards one another, and Saurophaganax is extremely confident. He's slightly longer, though a ton or so less, but he believes he's going to win this battle as he opens his mouth wide, stunningly wide. As an Allosaurid, he has an ultra-wide gape. Giganotosaurus seemingly chuckling as he's running in. Giganotosaurus runs, grabs a hold of the top of the mouth of our wide open Saurophaganax and bites. Saurophaganax begins immediately meat crushing over and over again. But Giganotosaurus, with its huge, powerful neck, has a full grasp with the top half of the Saurophaganax skull and begins to crush and shake its head, and using its extra heavy weight, pushing forward. Saurophaganax bends, falls over on the ground. Giganotosaurus puts one foot on its belly and begins ripping the belly open. This fight, on paper, looked like it would be close. When the votes came in, Giganotosaurus ran roughshod over Saurophaganax, absolutely destroying it. Saurophaganax finds itself defeated at the hands of what has to be one of the favorites to win this heavyweight tournament and the chomp of the entire world.
Hi, and welcome to the 2021 July Championship post-fight conversation. It's back and better than ever. Today we're going to discuss the heavyweight matchup of number 4, Giganotosaurus, against number 5, Saurophaganax. And with me is Jacob Jett, paleontologist extraordinaire, who's going to help talk about this particular matchup. So this year we put it not to the hands of the paleontologists, but put it to the voting public, and the voters have spoken on the winners. So you've watched the match, you've seen the gory outcome of Giganotosaurus absolutely crushing Saurophaganax, just like the voters indicated, in a very gorific fashion of crushing the maxilla and the top of the skull. But let's talk about what these animals could have done in real life, how it would have possibly worked. So Jacob, any thoughts on those two heavyweight clashes?
Well, I don't know. I think, Giganotosaurus is a big animal, and he wanted to win last year. And he maybe could have, but, after losing out as early as he did, I mean, it wasn't super early, but he lost out when he did, and he was obviously disappointed and definitely spent the last year getting ready for this. And that's the fun thing about Giganotosaurus, is just the size that he brings to the table. You always know it's going to be a big event whenever Giganotosaurus shows up to anything.
I had the pleasure in '98 to hold both of the Giganotosaurus dentaries. There are two different locations, and the paleontologist who they're in their care at the time, Rodolfo Correa, was one of the gentle folks, and he named Giganotosaurus. And that skull is long and massive. It's 5 feet plus in length. And Jorge Calvo had the other jaw, which was slightly longer even. So we don't even know the maximum size Giganotosaurus can get at this point. But one of the things that struck me even then was how it lacks the sheer bulk of a tyrannosaurid, but it replaces it with almost that crocodile length snapping power. And I think that the Carcharodontosaurids, not having to fight armored animals, have that power channeled differently than our friends the tyrannosaurids, who Chomp is the individual that Giganotosaurus is looking to supplant this year. So,
Oh yeah.
With Saurophaganax, one of the shocking things about this Jurassic giant is its hand claws. It is the largest hand claws of the heavyweight opponents this year by far. They are incredibly massive. They make the Torvosaurus hand claw look small. I thought that maybe, I thought the Saurophaganax had a good approach with using his hand claws, but what can you do against a 5-foot skull? I mean, it's a long reach in power.
Oh yeah, you got to remember. I mean, Saurophaganax is nothing to really turn your nose up at. I mean, I'm from Colorado. I'm from this part of the world, and I love anything that has to do with allosaurids just because they're really cool. I kind of wanted to see him hang on a little bit longer, but Giganotosaurus has a full ton on him, and that's pretty tough to counter. I don't care how big your claws are.
It's such a great reminder that, nothing beats displacement when it comes to just that extra 2,000 pounds leaning on you. You see it. That's why we have weight classes. This was the heavyweights. We had a minimum, and then it was up to the limit. So great point. Great fight. I am too sad to see Saurophaganax go, because it's one of those dinosaurs that the true dinosaur hardcore aficionados know and love, and doesn't get the respect that I think it probably deserves. But Giganotosaurus is going to be in Jurassic Park. It's the new star.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I really like looking and seeing new dinosaurs that haven't been portrayed before. So that's going to be a fun one.
I agree. Me too. Maybe we can get some from Jurassic Park on here next year.
Let's do it. Why wouldn't we want to be here?
Well, thank you kindly, and thank you all for voting. We can't wait to see who Giganotosaurus is up against in the next round, and looking forward to the votes when that comes up. We'll be back again, Jacob.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Adios.